built a big private gym. I know there's a lot of things that we could accomplish, and there's a lot of things that we could give back, not only to our people, but to our community. The first Benavides Boxing Gym, the one in Burien, he paints them all himself, so he's a talented brother. So but yeah, this is my dad's design, you know what I mean? This is actually my first time, you know, starting training camp here in this.
100%. See, everybody talking about so that's boxing at its finest right there. You heard it. They said it. Make that bad. Everything on the line. You know, that's old school right there. That's everything on the line.
Need to know about Gervonta Tank Davis going over to the Benavidez's. That's right, Jose Benavidez Sr. to coach him for his next fight in the fall. And we're talking about October, September at the earliest.
Gervonta Tank Davis is making headlines once again after beginning a new training camp alongside Jose Benavidez Sr. ahead of his anticipated return to the ring. The move has instantly become one of the biggest talking points in boxing, with fans and analysts eager to see what this partnership could mean for Davis's next fight and the future of the lightweight division. And as more reactions continue to pour in, the biggest questions are only just beginning.
You ain't gotta throw hard, bro. Just touch him.
Throw like sevens, sixes or sevens.
Throw hard when you got him. But when everybody fresh, just touch him. Cause you a big presence, so you ain't gotta do a lot. You just jab, just get him in position, bing, bing, bing. All right, I'll be back to get that later. And just be patient. Your game will go up 30, 40% just on that. A lot of times what you do, you come in, you can see it.
The story didn't end with the initial reports. Jose Benavidez Sr. soon added more credibility by sharing fresh training footage of Gervonta Tank Davis on social media, giving fans their first real look at the new camp in action. He also unveiled Team Benavidez merchandise featuring Davis, further reinforcing that this partnership is no longer just speculation. It's officially taking shape.
And it's official. He's going over to Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of Jose Benavidez Jr., and most notably, the father of David Benavidez. I'm not sure if he's completely departing from Calvin Ford tutelage, but it's official. I just saw on Jose Benavidez Sr. Instagram and on his socials, he's showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out in this video and announcing and marketing the new Gervonta Tank Davis on Team Benavidez merchandise. Now, he had a few videos out there showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out and all those things, and I promise you, he could not have made this announcement without Gervonta Tank Davis's blessing.
As the discussion continued, Sean Porter and his team shared their perspective on Jose Benavidez Sr.'s growing role in the story. They acknowledged his proven track record, pointing to the success he's had developing both David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez Jr. into top-level fighters. But beyond the praise, the conversation quickly shifted to the bigger question. Is this the right coaching move for Gervonta Tank Davis? And how will this new partnership translate once fight camp is fully underway?
Like, I feel like Jose can definitely train his son. I'm not sure about everything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We seen him train Jose and David, and then also
Pacheco and Rayo.
Jose Rayo, yeah. And Pacheco as well. You know, Pacheco isn't with them.
And they both are gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, they both are.
Yeah.
This partnership didn't come out of nowhere. Gervonta Tank Davis and David Benavidez have publicly shown respect for one another over the years, with both fighters speaking positively about each other during previous fight weeks and media appearances. Now that they're officially sharing a training camp, that mutual respect has evolved into a working partnership, one that's generating even more excitement as fans wait to see what the collaboration could produce inside the ring.
This is a dream come true for me. You know, I've always been wanting to fight on a card with Gervonta Davis, and now that we got it set up, this is going to be the biggest card of the year.
I won the David Benavidez fight before, I think when he fought Caleb Plant. And at first I didn't know that, you know, he was one of them guys. Till I actually, you know, went to his fight and put the earphones on and, you know, I was close up. So I'm definitely excited to be on a card with someone like him. A guy just like explosive. So I feel as though like, even if the June the 15th, the pay-per-view was $100. It's worth it.
And dude, their photo ops together, you can tell that there's a genuine like and respect that they have with each other.
Building on that discussion, Sean Porter pointed to another factor that may have influenced Davis's decision. According to Porter, once a fighter reaches the highest level of the sport, success isn't determined by technical coaching alone. The trust, communication, and overall comfort between a boxer and his trainer can become just as important. From his perspective, that personal connection could be one of the biggest reasons behind Tank's decision to work alongside Jose Benavidez Sr., making this partnership about more than just boxing strategy.
I feel like he's comfortable with Jose, and just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes. Whatever's gonna get this light flip up, turned on, and keep it on, sometimes it's comfort. I just need somebody that I feel comfortable with, that I can be myself with, and that, you know, when I'm ready to move, they move it. When they ready to move, I'm moving. And I feel like he thinks he has that with Jose.
While the new partnership has generated plenty of attention, the conversation also brings the spotlight back to the man who helped build Tank Davis from the very beginning, Calvin Ford. During the discussion, Sean Zittel and Sean Porter both recognized Ford's lasting impact, highlighting the years he spent developing Davis from a young amateur in Baltimore into one of boxing's biggest champions. They also emphasized that Ford remained a constant presence through every milestone and setback, making his influence on Tank's career impossible to overlook, regardless of what direction this latest training camp may take.
I don't add up the beef with him and Calvin Ford, really. I guess Calvin may have done an interview or two that Gervonta didn't like, but it's like, that
made no sense, man.
Calvin is a good trainer. Even though Calvin didn't move the needle for Jahan Ingram over the weekend. Jahan Ingram lost to Devin Cushing. It didn't look like Calvin had a big impact on him winning. He wound up losing to Devin Cushing. Devin Cushing, bigger guy anyways. But when I saw Truck do that, I go, okay, so Calvin has an imprint. He has a system. There's a way a guy he builds from scratch in the Baltimore amateur program looks. And so that made me lend more credence to Calvin's work.
The conversation then shifted to Eddie Hearn, who offered his own perspective on the growing debate surrounding the lightweight division. Rather than focusing on the ongoing exchanges between Gervonta Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin Haney, Hearn suggested that much of the online back and forth has become more distracting than productive. In his view, the bigger missed opportunity remains a rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, a fight he believes already has the history, rivalry, and public interest to become one of boxing's biggest events if it can finally be put together.
I can't keep up with it. Do you know what I mean? Because one day he's fighting him, then he's fighting him, then he wants to fight him. It's like, it's Devin against Rolly, then it's Rolly against someone else, then it's Devin against Keyshawn, now it's Tank against Devin, then it's Shakur against Tank. I don't know. I mean, can we just see something?
Which one has the most probability of happening out of all of that you just said? Shakur, Devin?
Honestly, none of them.
Hearn went on to explain why he believes that matchup still stands above every other option in the lightweight division. According to him, the rivalry between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney already has everything a blockbuster fight needs: unfinished business, genuine tension, and a storyline that fans are still invested in. While much of the spotlight continues to shift toward new opponents and fresh callouts, Hearn believes the biggest commercial and competitive fight has been sitting in plain sight all along, making it even more surprising that the rematch has yet to become a reality.
Let me tell you this, right? The fight that should be happening, this is the most idiotic thing, that this fight is not happening. It's Ryan Garcia against Devin Haney. That is the fight with the narrative and the history and the beef, like the first fight, the drugs test, the barbers, like that's the biggest fight out there. Yeah. But the problem is at the moment, these guys, and good luck to them, they want to price themselves out where the numbers don't work or exist. So the money that Devin would want to fight Tank.
The discussion took another turn when Floyd Schofield and his team openly questioned Tank Davis's recent direction. According to Schofield, the growing talk surrounding a potential fight with Devin Haney may be diverting attention from what he believes should be Davis's immediate challenge. He argued that the focus has shifted away from tougher questions, while suggesting that other options are being prioritized instead. Those comments have only added another layer to the ongoing debate in the lightweight division, where public statements and rival callouts continue to fuel speculation, even though none of the major matchups have been officially finalized.
It's a duck. A duck is a duck.
He just needed a big diversion
to make people believe and look away from him ducking his mandatory person. He ducked us before he had the Roach fight too. He ducked us over a year. So a duck is a duck. That's all I have to say. Because if Keyshawn's supposed to be fighting Devin, why he calling out Devin? If he not moving up to fight Shakur, why he calling out Shakur? And he has a mandatory, so he preferred to give up his belt. So thank you. We have no problem becoming the world champion. The boogeyman left. He ran. So that's all that shit is smoke and mirrors. They've been calling each other out for years now. All of them. Has it ever happened?
Schofield also raised questions about the reported negotiations between Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney, arguing that the timeline doesn't appear to add up. According to his view, if a mandatory title defense is already in place, it becomes difficult to understand how other fight discussions could realistically move forward at the same time without affecting those obligations. That reasoning has made Schofield increasingly skeptical of the reports, adding another layer of uncertainty to the ongoing speculation surrounding Davis's next opponent and keeping the debate alive across the lightweight division.
Stop. The WBO mandate Keyshawn to fight Devin?
You can't even be.
So Devin can't even be in negotiations with nobody if it's mandated. So that's a lie.
Not if he plans on dropping the belt.
All I'm giving y'all is facts. If the WBO mandated a fight, Devin and them can't be negotiating with nobody. Can't be getting offered. He got to be negotiating with Keyshawn because he got like 30 days to come to an agreement. So
does that fight need a title on the line?
No, it don't need no title on the line. Number one, if the WBO mandated, it's a title on the line.
Despite the uncertainty surrounding a potential fight with Tank Davis, Floyd Schofield appears focused on keeping his career moving forward. According to recent interviews, he's already turning his attention toward other opportunities, including a possible clash with Lucas Body while also monitoring the winner of a potential Lamont Roach versus William Zepeda matchup. Schofield has made it clear that although facing Davis would have been a major opportunity, he's not prepared to put his career on hold waiting for a fight that may never materialize. Instead, his priority is staying active, taking meaningful challenges, and continuing to build his reputation one victory at a time.
On to the next. We'll be fighting Lucas Body, then hopefully Roach or Zepeda, the winner of that. Life moves on past Tank. Tank stops nothing. We just had to go through that to free up that belt so the lightweight division ain't hostile.
Schofield also admitted that the situation has been frustrating, especially after his team believed they were on course to secure the fight. According to his account, they had already outlined a potential timeline for September or October and were prepared to move forward if an agreement could be reached. However, those expectations gradually faded as the proposed matchup failed to come together. For a rising contender looking for a defining opportunity, missing out on a fight of that magnitude is never easy. It also highlights how quickly negotiations can change in boxing, even when both sides initially appear to be moving in the right direction.
I'm not gonna lie. I gave Tank the benefit of the doubt. You know, I was like, yeah, like we about to fight. You know, we were shooting for September? September, October. Then, you know, my dad and team come back, they're like, hey, like, it's looking shaky right now. It look like he's not gonna accept the fight. Nah, he's probably just going through some stuff legally and all this other stuff. Come to find out, he's over here sending offers to Devin's team and stuff like that. So, like my dad, like I said, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. My dad was saying, like...
The discussion then shifted to the physical matchup, where the host highlighted the noticeable size difference between the two fighters. According to the breakdown, Devin Haney is believed to enter Fight Night at a considerably heavier weight than Gervonta Tank Davis, giving him a natural size advantage once both fighters are in the ring. That contrast has fueled further debate over how repeated weight cuts could influence Haney's performance, while also raising questions about whether a naturally smaller opponent like Davis could benefit from entering the fight without having to shed as much weight. It's another factor many analysts believe could play a significant role if the matchup eventually becomes reality.
Scales check. Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson weighing pretty much the same, walking around like Shakur and Gervonta should be the fight. Shakur Stevenson 148 point whatever, while Gervonta Tank Davis is 147. They are both walking around the same. Those guys are the same size. And Keyshawn Davis being in the mid-150s, that makes sense. But you notice who didn't do a scales check, and that's Debo. Funny thing is, Bill Haney did. He's like, I'm 200 pounds.
Looking beyond the immediate options, Showbiz the Adult outlined what he believes would be the ideal path for the lightweight division. According to his view, if Shakur Stevenson were to get past Devin Haney before eventually facing Gervonta Tank Davis, boxing could be heading toward one of its most memorable stretches in years. He believes a sequence like that would bring together elite talent, established rivalries, and championship-level competition at the perfect time. If those matchups eventually come together, Showbiz argues they could shape the legacies of everyone involved while giving fans the kind of defining fights that are remembered for generations.
If Shakur Stevenson beats Debo at 144, if he beats him, and then fight Gervonta Tank Davis, Shakur, no disrespect, brother. I'm sorry, but you're a sugar. You're a sugar. That's Sugar Ray Leonard versus Wilfred Benitez, then Duran and Tommy Hearns and Hagler type shit. Hit the Tyson Bell. That's what that'll be. Neo Fimo, then Debo, then Tank.
Away from the gym, Gervonta Tank Davis has also been making headlines through his recent activity on social media. Over the past several days, Davis and Shakur Stevenson have exchanged a series of comments on X, adding fresh momentum to one of the lightweight division's most talked about rivalries. While no official fight has been announced, the online exchanges have reignited speculation among fans and analysts alike, with many now wondering whether the growing tension could eventually lead to one of boxing's biggest potential matchups.
Davis is back. War Room, he's back. And I want you guys to put a hashtag right now in the comment section saying free Tank, free Tank. Tank is back talking his bull jive under an account that looks like a burner account called G Money with a profile pic which doesn't compliment Clarissa Shields at all. The quote, he got the quote out there looking bad, and she has something to say about that shit. What you mean? Like, why do you have this up? He just and I don't know what Tank was talking about. That just sounds like a bunch of bullshit. But Gervonta Tank Davis is back, and you know he's back because he's just busting his knuckles on X, sending all these X posts.
The conversation later turned to how Gervonta Tank Davis is viewed by people within the boxing community, prompting an interesting comparison from Ghostface Killer. When asked about Davis, he compared Tank's explosive style and unpredictable approach to that of boxing icon Mike Tyson, suggesting that opponents can never be completely certain what to expect once the opening bell rings. While comparisons of that magnitude are always subjective, they reflect the reputation Davis has built throughout his career, a fighter capable of changing the outcome of a bout with a single explosive moment, regardless of how the contest has unfolded up to that point.
Tank is like maybe Tyson. It's like, yo, you never know how it's gonna go, right?
Yeah. But if you had to pick, if you had to pick, who'd you put your money on out of the three? Shakur, Haney, and Gervonta. You got one shot. You know what I mean? Gotta be able to take Shakur.
Attention then shifted to another potential blockbuster, as discussion turned toward the rumored matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Sharing his perspective, Dos Santos declined to predict a winner, explaining that both fighters possess exceptional ring IQ, disciplined technique, and the ability to make adjustments under pressure, making the contest extremely difficult to call. In his view, a fight of this caliber would likely be decided by the smallest tactical details. Who adapts first, controls the pace, and makes the smarter adjustments over 12 rounds. That's exactly why many observers believe it could become one of the division's most fascinating technical battles if it eventually takes place.
Bueno, es una pelea difícil, no tengo predicción para esa pelea.
It's going to be a very, very difficult fight. I really don't have any opinion on that fight at the moment.
Not one? Not just a little bit?
Ninguna nada.
Poquito?
Es difícil.
It's difficult. ¿Por qué?
El estilo de ambos es un poco difícil.
He says it's very difficult because both have a very unique technique, and so it's very difficult to choose one over the other.
Okay. And that's fair. That's fair. You know, they're both high IQ fighters.
Bringing the discussion to a broader perspective, Eddie Hearn also shared what he believes should remain the ultimate goal in professional boxing. According to Hearn, lasting greatness isn't measured by publicity alone. It comes from chasing world titles, creating unforgettable rivalries, and building a legacy that stands the test of time. He emphasized that fans want to see the biggest and most meaningful fights available, not simply matchups that generate headlines. In his view, delivering elite competition is what ultimately defines champions and leaves a lasting mark on the sport.
I don't have a problem working with anybody. The directions are very different. I want our guys to chase money and greatness. And greatness and legacy comes through the championship belts. Every young fighter looks at their heroes who have the WBC belt, the red IBF belt, you know, the WB, all those guys. That's what they want to win. You see Boots, ask him what's the most important thing about Saturday. I want the belts. I want to be the unified world champion. I'm not interested in our guys fighting for Zuffa belts or tin that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want them to chase greatness. So, but again, like, I like the competition. So at the moment, this whole Eddie v. Dana thing.
Meanwhile, the focus briefly shifted inside Team Benavidez's gym, where David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez Jr. continued putting in intense work ahead of their upcoming fights. Training side by side, the two brothers pushed each other through demanding heavy bag sessions, maintaining a relentless pace that reflected the intensity of their preparation. Footage like this always generates excitement among boxing fans, offering a rare look at the work taking place behind the scenes. It also serves as another reminder of the competitive environment surrounding Team Benavidez as everyone continues preparing for the challenges ahead. That brings us to the latest developments surrounding Gervonta "Tank" Davis and his highly anticipated return to the ring. While several possible opponents continue to be discussed, no official fight has been confirmed, and many of the biggest questions surrounding Davis's comeback still remain unanswered. Whether the next chapter leads to Floyd Schofield, Devin Haney, or another top contender, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: Tank's return is shaping up to be one of the most closely watched stories in boxing. The final outcome will likely depend not only on negotiations inside the sport but also on how the remaining issues surrounding his return are resolved. Now we'd like to hear your thoughts. Who do you believe should be Gervonta "Tank" Davis's next opponent? Floyd Schofield, Devin Haney, or someone else entirely? Which matchup would you be most excited to watch? And who do you think comes out on top? Share your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news, fight analysis, and exclusive updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.